Hey Andy, good to see you again, man. Long time.
See you too. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
been it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Andy, I just wanted to say that watching you play Alfred was amazing, man. Incredible. You did an
Oh,
exceptional job.
thank you.
Honestly, very much so. Alfred is someone of a confident and always it was always there to protect Bruce in every way, shape, or form. What were some of the things that you discovered whilst playing Alfred that helped you ease into the role?
Well, I mean, Matt Reeves had a very, very clear idea about sort of relationship that it was going to be, and we talked about that.
Mm.
And it was sort of not the version where they're totally on side together and facing the foe together. You know, and
Yeah.
this is sort of driven by the fact that Bruce Wayne at this point it's the early stages of him really finding Batman, and he's pushing against everything, all of the things that he believed in from growing up, and pushing against the legacy of the Wayne estate, the Wayne enterprises, and what his father stood for, and therefore what Alfred stood for. So you don't see them, in our version, you see them kind of on shifting sands where it's very fractured and they're breaking apart. And
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, what I was trying to do with Alfred was, he's a soldier, and he is, or he was a soldier rather. He was disabled from the force, and then joined the Secret Services, and then became a close protection officer and bodyguard to the Wayne establishment and dynasty, and then fails Bruce in his hour of need when his father gets assassinated. So there's so many complex sort of emotions that are going on between them.
Mhm.
And that was what was really interesting, I think, to mine that relationship, and the fact that he's watching his young ward kind of just shun him and go in this self-destructive mission where he's
Yeah.
psychologically and physically harming himself,
Mhm.
and he's unable to do anything about it. He's not a man of he doesn't express, and he's not able to express his emotions very clearly, Alfred.
Yeah.
He's a man of structure.
Yeah, but you see that emotion in his face whenever there's a disagreement between him and Bruce. So even the moment where Bruce has to get ready and look smart and dress up, and then there's that tiny moment where he gives him this cufflinks that has Wayne on it, and he's like, "Your father gave me these." Do you know what I mean? Just to remind him that you're a Wayne. And I just wanted to say as well, like, were there any moments where you seeked out advice from other Alfreds that played it before you, but in particular Michael Caine?
I mean, I have worked with Michael, on a number of occasions, and I loved his version. I thought it was
Yeah.
incredible, of course, as everybody does. But I sort of couldn't go there in a way. I had to just focus on this version and the job in hand here,
Yeah.
because to do anything else would be, you have to carve it out for yourself. You have to kind of go, this is my take, and
Yeah.
hopefully people go with it. But it
Understandable.
was a strong legacy that you're fighting, of course.
Yeah, yeah, of course, 100%. I grew up in the 90s, so I grew up watching like Michael Keaton, George Clooney. I think my
Yeah.
all-time favorite would have to be Christian Bale. But I obviously everyone has their Batman, and I just wanted to ask you, Andy, who's your Batman?
Well, who did I watch growing up? Adam West,
Yeah,
the TV
Adam
show.
West.
That
Was
was
he your favorite at the time?
yeah. Well, I love that, and I love, and look, and Christian. I thought the Christian Bale Batman trilogy was brilliant, and I loved where he chose to take him. But I have to say, I think what Rob has done is pretty extraordinary, because I love the kind of vulnerability that he has as Bruce, and then the power that he has as Batman. Incredible performance. So it was lovely to work off him and play, to play with him.
All right, cool. I wanted to ask you as well, my last question. What would you want the audience to take away from this Batman?
Well, I think what Matt's done brilliantly is present us with a Gotham and a world and a Batman that is, speaks to our times, which is a kind of a post-truth world that is, it feels very tangible and real, although it still feels very mythic. And I think Rob's confusion and sort of the way that he plays Bruce and Batman, that confusion is, sort of almost speaks to us searching for a kind of something solid to believe in. And I think
Yeah.
that's why this version is a powerful film.
Congratulations, Andy. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Great.
you.